Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am very aware that it's been a long time since I've seen you guys last, so hello, how are you? I'm really sorry that I've been away for a while. All of that will be explained in this video, so this is, as you can tell by the title, a little bit of a life update video for you all. So where have I been firstly? So I did make videos, but and most of them got edited, but it's basically life happened and I was very busy with uni. I'm not here to make excuses, it's just what happened. So yeah, but basically I actually finished uni last year now, so we're in 2021 now, that's crazy. But I actually finished uni in May last year, so I no longer have that, and so now I'm just at work. So yeah, so basically I've got more time to spend with you and to focus on my YouTube exactly like I wanted, so I get to see you guys more, and I'm really excited to sort of delve deeper into YouTube, which was what my main resolution was for the new year in 2021. So recently though, so basically the whole reason for this video is that I am moving house. So this is my bedroom, you can see in the background. I don't think you've ever seen it this way around before, but it's a little bit of a mess currently with all the boxes, as you can see. But basically yeah, so this has been my family home for all 24 years of my life so far. I've never moved house. Every friendship group I've had over the years, they've all moved house like 2 or 3 different times and stuff like that, but this is the first time that I myself am ever moving out of this house, and I just felt that it was time, but there was a lot of things that I needed to get sorted first before I even made this decision. I mean, obviously I always wanted to move out, so does everybody, but yeah, so basically I asked my friends to get involved, so my friends Jacob, Matt and Bex, and I asked them to get involved and ask me a couple of questions based on for this video so that I could make it, because I don't have any followers, subscribers as of yet, so sometimes it's just easier to ask my friends for help. So basically I asked them to send me a couple of questions so that I could film this video, so we're just going to go through those and I'm going to give you as much detail as I possibly can, so we're just going to go through them now. So okay, so the first question is, where are you moving to? So the funny story about this is I'm actually moving next door. Yeah, I know. It's not very far, so I'm moving, but just one house to, well, technically if I'm looking at my house, I'm just moving one house to the left. But so basically the story with that is the landlord who owns the house is a family friend. He used to live there years ago and he used to rent it out, and then he stopped renting it for a couple of years, but he came by my parents' house last year, sort of middle of last year, after the first lockdown had finished. Oh, by the way, I hope all of you are coping well during this COVID experience. It's very strange for everyone, and I work in retail, so we're all like having to keep everyone fed and safe, and we're all having to take extra precautions ourselves. But yeah, I hope you're keeping alright with that. But anyway, so back to the point. So he came by my parents' house last year after the first lockdown had ended, and he basically said to them, look, I want to get the house up and running, I want to rent it out again. And by this point I had only just finished university, but my partner Reese and I had already talked about moving out, but we both decided, or I mainly decided, that I wanted to wait until I'd finished university first, so that I didn't have any deadlines to worry about in terms of like during the move. I didn't have that and the balance of work, like this awkward sort of life balance that I had at the time. I didn't have to worry about any of that, so I wanted to wait until that was out the way first, just so, because it was my final year, it was really important. Like, even though I didn't have any exams, it was all coursework based, but it was still just as important that I got stuff done, because my time at university was very strange, to say the least. We started off in Broadstairs in our first year, and then we got moved to Canterbury in the second year, but our building wasn't ready, so we had to use like makeshift studios and stuff. Which meant that our grades probably weren't as good as they would have been if we had had the equipment that we needed. And then in third year, obviously, we then experienced COVID in our second year, in my second half of my third year. So it was all very up in the air, so it was a little bit of a movement the whole time that I had at university, but I still loved it and enjoyed it just as much, and I wouldn't have changed anything, if I'm honest, because I come out with a grade higher than I expected. So, but I can go and do a whole different video on that, so if you'd like to see that, please let me know down in the comments. It'd be really interesting for me to talk about. But anyway, so I wanted to wait until I had finished university first. I then finished in May last year, around about the time that he came to see my parents about the house, and I said, oh well, me and Reese might be interested in moving in, like, can you tell us a little bit about the situation in there? So we kind of went through all those details, and there was a lot of work that needed to be done to the house. If I remember, I'll pop up a couple of pictures on the screen here, so I'll just move over slightly so that I can pop up a couple and go through a little slideshow whilst I'm talking to you. So yeah, there was a lot wrong with the house. There was like a massive hole in the front of the chimney breast, and the whole side had fallen off in the main sort of living room. The paintwork was just damaged where the people had like left it like that. There was just a lot going on. The bath was completely left, I don't know what the word is. Basically there was just a lot of like really bad stuff in the bath where it had been like moldy over time, and like there was bad chemicals in there which made it dangerous, so we had to rip all that out. But anyway, as I said, there'll be a few pictures going along here anyway. All the outside work to the house will be done sort of in the spring, summertime, because it's too cold at the minute, because we are in February. The current date, if I get it up on my phone, is the Thursday 4th of February, and it's 4 PM currently. So yeah, so it's a bit cold at the minute in order to do any of that, but you know, so anyway, hopefully you got the idea there. So that's to answer the first one. So he agreed to let us move in, basically, because we're family friends. He knows and trusts us. He knows that we won't damage the house in any way, and that we'll take very good care of it. It's our first place together, so we're definitely excited, is the and seeing the work that we've done to it over time, and how the house has come together and everything sort of developed over time, it's really exciting. We're just getting to sort of the last stages now, so the final bits of paintwork, stuff, the final bits in the bathroom, the kitchen, and just little bits and pieces that are left to be done that won't take a lot of time. So I've got some time off this week that I'm gonna go in there like every single day to get stuff done, so that's exciting. So moving on to the next question is, who are you moving in with? So as I just said, I'm moving in with Reese, my partner. If you haven't seen him before, I'll pop up a picture on the screen here so that you know who he is. The date you are moving in, so as I showed you on my phone, today is currently the 4th of February. We are moving in, hopefully, still, if it's still as planned, because I know that things are running a little bit behind because of COVID recently, but hopefully if everything goes to plan, we are moving in on the 22nd, so that is 18 days from today. So we've still got to I've still got to pack the rest of this room, so there's some boxes in the back there that have been packed, and there's stuff that I need to pack up the rest of my room, but until the stuff is done next door, I can't actually move any of that stuff yet to do any more, so it's kind of a bit of a standstill at the minute. It's all up in the air, but we're getting there slowly. So yeah, so hopefully in 18 days time. Are you staying local to where you live now, like same town, or moving out of the town? So yeah, we're staying in the same town, so I live in Sittingbourne in Kent. and we're staying here, and as I said, I'm just moving next door, so not too far, just in case my parents need help with the Wi-Fi or the printer breaks or something else that I can always help them with. And I'm very much a homebody, and I kind of always have been, and I'm very, very close to my parents, so I think as a first home and living next to them is such a good thing for me, because if I need anything from them, they're just next door, I can give them a knock. And you know, obviously not right now, because as soon as me and Reese move in, like, we can't see anyone. So he's moving from his grandparents' house in Maidstone, so he can't see them as soon as we move in, and I can't see my family, but we could talk over the garden wall, so there's that at least, so we can have the conversation still. Is this the first time you've ever moved house? So yeah, as I said, I've lived here for all 24 years of my life, so this has been my bedroom for every single year of my life that I've been alive. And it's really weird and really scary to sort of move, because this has been like a safe space for me. It's been my place, I guess, for the whole of my life so far. Like, all my good memories, my bad memories, like everything I've ever been through has kind of happened whilst I've been residing in this room. So it's very strange to be leaving it, I guess. I mean, you're probably thinking, oh well, you're only moving next door. I know that, but for anyone out there who has lived in the same house, you'll understand, you'll know where I'm coming from with this. You'll understand. There's a connection that you make with a space that can never really and truly be replicated, because of so many memories that have happened within that space. So it becomes like a sacred thing. But it's you'll understand if anyone out there that's in the same sort of position. So when did you decide to move, and what made you feel like now was the right time? And then similarly, there's another question below that which says, why is it taking you this long to move out of your parents' house? So I've already explained a little bit about the uni side of it. So because of uni, and I work in retail, so I work for Tesco, and we just had our Christmas busy season. And for anyone who works in retail, you'll know and understand that there's not a lot of time. You're in all the time. You've got to make sure that shifts are covered, breaks are covered, people go off sick, especially with the COVID situation at the moment. We've been fortunate enough that our store haven't really had many cases, so it's quite good, to be honest, that that's the situation that we're in, and then making sure to look after us. We've got extra precautions in place to keep us all safe and well. But yeah, so that alongside university, it just wasn't a good idea for me. I mean, there's loads of people from my year at school that have been moved out for ages. They've been moved in with their partner for ages. They've had kids, or they're married, and all of that stuff is of course what I want. It was just never the right time for me originally. So I like the fact that I made the conscious decision to get all of that stuff out the way first, so that I could then focus all of my time on my life as such, because I was going to go and do a master's degree, which would have been a year. So I've just graduated with a BA, so I was going to do a master's degree, which is an extra year on top, but I decided that actually I've been in education since I was about 4, so I've been in education for 20 years of my life. So I felt that it was and I never wanted to leave, which is why I went to university in the first place, because I never considered myself to be in a committed relationship where I am engaged and that I am with someone who loves me wholly for myself. I never saw myself to be in that situation in the future, sort of when I first started university. So I thought, oh yeah, well, education's fine. And then everything changed. Reese came along, so I was just like, okay, now it got to the point that the more our relationship went on and the more it built and developed as such, so getting on engaged and going on our first holiday today in Mexico and stuff, it made me realise how much education, sort of in the politest way possible, got in the way of the things that I wanted to do. So I just wanted to make sure that I got that out of the way first, so that I could then spend all of my time with Reese, rather than sort of being there what felt like half of the time. So yeah, I wanted to, so once that was all out the way, I'm now fully committed. I'm ready to move. Like, I was so ready to leave education by the end of it. I'm happy with the grade that I come out with. I felt like I put all the effort in that I needed to. But yeah, I'm totally 100% ready now, and I'm really excited for the move in general. So I'm glad that I can put like all of my effort into that, alongside obviously still working at Tesco. So they're very accommodating as well. They're a good company to work for because they allow you to sort of have the days off that you need. Being on a flexi contract allows you to do that, so it's pretty good, to be honest. What are you most excited about when you've moved in? Probably just to spend time with him, because when I was in my first and second year of uni, we did spend a lot of time together, because your first year of university doesn't really count towards your final grade. It's just your second and third year if you're doing a 3-year course. So of course I still put every effort in that I could, but I was kind of a bit more lenient with my time in those 2 years, so I kind of spent a lot of time with him. We would meet up, like we would see each other at weekends because he works during the week, so we'd see each other at weekends and we'd just go on spontaneous trips like to Ashford Outlet, or we would go to Blue Water, or we'd go down to the beach and take a nice walk. Or so it was very spontaneous. And then, as I said, we went on our first holiday a couple of years ago now, so we went to Mexico, so that was really nice and spontaneous. So we spent a lot of our time together, and I felt like in my third year, because I had to focus more, I felt like we weren't really together as much. So I feel like definitely moving out is going to give us that time together that I really want, I guess. And it will also just be really nice to have my own space as such, to be able to like live how I want. We can decorate sort of, well, with it, like with the furniture at least, because the landlord did specify that we've got to keep it to sort of neutral colours, which we have. So yeah, just get to decorate and live how we want and to set things up together, and it's just all really exciting, to be honest. So that's just kind of what I'm looking forward to most. What room do you think will be your favourite and why? Okay, so in the house you have like, oh, I don't know. Okay, so when you walk in on the middle floor, you've got the living room, which kind of goes into a dining room with a tiny partition wall in the middle. Then you've got a downstairs, which is the kitchen and the garden, and then if you go upstairs from the middle floor, you've got 3 bedrooms and the toilet. So I actually think that the living room is going to be my favourite. It's the place in the house that we're going to be spending the most time together. We've ordered some really nice sofas from DFS, so I'm really excited for those to show up a couple of weeks after we move in. I think they're due. So, and it's just a place where we get to sit and we get to snuggle on the sofa after a long day, and we get to just watch some films, and I just think it'll be a really nice space. But I also will really enjoy the kitchen as well, because both of us really enjoy cooking and baking, so we get to like spend a lot of time together there as well, just like cooking alongside of each other. We normally, like, if we plan to do like a steak dinner, we'll get someone to focus on one thing and then the other person will focus on the other. So it's quite nice, actually. It's quite a good like even split in our relationship, I guess. So what bit took you the longest to decorate? So yeah, we offered to do all the decorating and all the fixtures in the house before we move in. So the bit that actually took the longest to decorate was probably the wall that stems from the front room. It's like the front door as soon as you walk in, that goes all the way down to the kitchen. It was like this bright red colour. I'll pop up a picture on the screen just here, but it was a bright red colour, and we had to go over that with like 3 coats of white emulsion paint, and then it took like 4 coats of the actual blue colour to get that to the colour that it needed to be. So it was very stressful trying to cover this wall because it wouldn't peel off. Like the bottom of it down in the kitchen just peeled off like really easily, but the main strip of the wall that's actually in the living dining room took a very long time to cover because it wouldn't peel. So I think that was probably the most stressful and the most time consuming part of the process. Everything else was just easy. You just had to mask it up and just paint over the walls, so it was not too bad actually. It was quite okay. But also, if you have to put it into perspective, obviously Reese and I didn't do this pit, but Reese's granddad used to be a plasterer, so he very kindly offered to plaster the wall for us in the living room. So the big hole that was in the chimney wall that I mentioned earlier, like, he did that all for us. So yeah, that was also probably quite time consuming, waiting for the plaster to go off so that we could actually decorate that wall. But we started the work in May last year, and we obviously move in 18 days, so we've got all of the work done in the house in like under a year, which is absolutely insane to me, considering my final year project was based on how the house looked at the time. So I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So it's weird to look back at those photos and then look at the photos, because we've been taking photos as the progression has gone on of the development of the house, and to look at the photos now and to look at how it was when we started is absolutely insane. But the transformation is incredible and it's looking so good, and I'm so excited to just get in there now. Is there anything that makes you nervous or anxious about moving out? So if I had moved further away from my parents' house, I would probably say that yes, I would be quite anxious, but because I'm only next door, I feel that that's, so I'm quite an anxious person anyway, but I feel because I'm only next door, like, I don't have as much anxiety, because I know if I need anything I could just give them a knock or give them a call and they'll just, you know, sort something out. So if something goes wrong with the house, then they can come in and help, because I'm not really, like, I don't really understand how to change like a plug or something. Like, I just don't. That you can come at me for that if you want in the comments, but not everyone knows how to. Like, not everyone gets taught these things. But if something goes wrong, like with something like technical, like an appliance in the house or something, like my dad used to work with appliances, so he's very good with that sort of stuff. So but in terms of, so I had the original thought that I had was I was very anxietic to move out of this room, because as I said earlier, it's a bond that I've built with this space for 24 years. Like, I'm used to being here, so the idea of, even though it's only next door, the idea of that becoming my new space is very strange. But I'm very excited. I think it's a good first step for me to only move next door rather than move some space away, because at least I've got my family close if I need them, so they're not going to have to drive a certain time, or I'm not going to have to drive a certain time to see them. So yeah, no, it's, I think that I'm less anxietic now, and because I'm so comfortable with Reese and we're so comfortable around each other, like, it makes it easier and feels more comfortable to move in. So yeah, I'm actually okay, I think. Watch me in a couple of weeks' time, I'll just add a little video in here or something of me having an anxiety attack. No, I'm joking, I'll be fine, I'm sure. I've got people there for me anyway for support if I have any worries or stuff like that. So, and it's good because I can talk to Reese about it as well, so they're all really supportive. So the most exciting thing about the move, as I said, is just being able to spend time with him and having our own space. We get to like design it how we want in terms of furniture, and yeah, we just get to make it ours, and it's our first place together, and it's just really exciting experience, to be honest. Are you excited to be in full control of your life? Yes. I spent a long time, especially with YouTube, if you've been here for a while you'll understand that I always felt like there was something in the way of me wanting to create content on here, but I feel that since I finished university and I'm just working at Tesco flexi contract, so flexi time, which means sort of contracted hours and then random parts of overtime, like, so because of that I feel like I'm definitely more in control of my life now. I feel like there's less things in the way, and that I can actually fully commit to the things that I want to do and put all of my effort and my time into it and make it as good as I want it to be, so that I can focus, and that's really important to me, I think. Also being in control of my finances, but I've had a bank account or a bank card since I was about 15, so it's fine. I've learned that over time. Will you want to move again in the future? Yes, so this won't be our forever home, it's just a start out, so we're renting this place, but we will be wanting to do like a shared ownership in the future because it's the easiest place to get on the property ladder, as I've been told by my mortgage advisor. So it'll be the easiest way to get onto the property ladder, the deposit's cheaper, and then it's like a part rent, part buy. But until we've built the money up, so we saved a certain amount in the joint account, we've used that on furniture so that when we do move house in the future, we don't then have to try and find money for furniture there. So like, we're now that we've spent the money on the furniture, we're gonna like build our money up again so that when it's time to move, that can all just go onto the house rather than anything that needs to go into it, so that's quite cool. The next question is, how long did it take to get the house ready? So again, we started it as soon as I finished university in sort of mid-May, end of May, and it's now nearly moving day, so it's taken, so about 10 months, I would say. No. Yeah, it's taken about 10 months so far, so nearly a whole year. But with how far it's come in a whole year, I'm very happy with how it's turned out. It's looking really good, and I'm so happy with it and so pleased, and hopefully I'll get to show you that in the future. It doesn't really affect us financially because Reese has got a very good stable job, and so I earn the lesser out of the two, but I've also got another job on the side, and I also do my wedding photography business as and when I can. So I've always got some sort of money to help me, and I'm trying to save more now as well, so that I've always got money sort of as backup in case something goes wrong with my car, or I need emergency funds for the house, or so we've thought about it all financially and we've planned it. But Reese and I can do a separate video on that because I'm not very good with maths, and Reese will tell you that. So if you want to hear about the financial situation more, then me and Reese can do a video on that together, like over on our channel or on this channel. So yeah, so we'll do that, so let us know if you want to see that down in the comments for me. Yeah, we are fully ready to move in. So the next question is, are you fully ready to move in, meaning do you have your furniture and stuff? So yes, we ordered all of our furniture, that's all now arrived apart from our sofas, but we've got a backup sofa which can turn into a spare bed, so that will go up into our wardrobe room when our sofas actually arrive, so at least we've got something to sit on like whilst we wait for them to show up. So they should be here. So we ordered them sort of end of December, early January, so they said about 13 weeks, so hopefully it won't be too long after we move in that we actually receive them. But yeah, apart from that, all of our furniture's arrived. We're just waiting to sign the tenancy agreement from the landlord, and then as soon as we've done that and everything's all finalised, then basically we'll get the keys and then we can move in and actually start, because he's allowed us to get it all delivered, which is really nice of him. So it's just a case of as soon as we've got the keys, we can then go in and put all the furniture together and put it where we want it and stuff. So that's all really good. My friends, how have your friends and family reacted to the news of you moving in? They're all really supportive. They're all in awe of Reese and myself. They 100% support us and everything that we believe in, and they support the idea of us moving. They think it's a really good idea because we've waited and we've sorted everything out financially, so we've been really careful and planned it properly so that we're ready fully. So yeah, they're really supportive. Obviously my parents are sad because I've lived with them for 24 years, but again, I'm only next door, so if they need anything they can just pop in and I can give them a hand. But yeah, they're all really supportive and they're all really excited, so I'm glad about that. Was it emotional to pack up your bedroom? Well, as you can see, it's not fully done yet, but yeah, I haven't had any breakdowns as of yet, but it's definitely been an emotional roller coaster so far because, as I said, I've created a connection with this room and it's very strange to just suddenly be leaving it. But I haven't had any emotional breakdowns as of yet. I haven't cried yet, but I feel like the closer it gets to the day I probably will, and the more my room becomes empty I probably definitely will get more sad and maybe potentially cry. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But my mum is staying with my nan at the moment because she's not very well, unfortunately. Not COVID unwell, she's just not very well at the minute. So she's being there to support her. So my mum's actually currently not home. So my mum's gonna have to come home for the day that I move out. So she's hopefully fingers crossed gonna be here to see me move out and to come and like, sorry about that, my memory card become full. So yeah, so hopefully she'll be back in time to see me move and be there for support, and so that I can give her a hug and say that I love her, and my dad as well, and my sister. So I live with my mum, my dad and my sister, so I'm moving out to move in with Reese, just so that everybody's caught up with the situation. But yeah, so hopefully she gets home in time for moving day, and yeah, so there's that. So I probably will cry that day, to be honest. That's probably the day that's gonna hit me hard the most. And then I keep having this mental image of me like bawling my eyes out like, bye, I'll see you later, and then it's literally just me moving next door, like it just cracks me up and it makes me laugh for some reason. So it's just quite a funny image. Okay, and the final question that we have is, are you going to do a house tour? And that was asked by Bex, and the answer to you, Bex, is yes. Yes, I am. 2021 is the year of new things, the year that I actually want to be fully invested in my YouTube channel. So yes, I am going to definitely do a house tour. So to update you guys on YouTube as well, so you've got, this is my main channel, and then I've also got a vlog channel. I have created a couples channel for Reese and myself, so that we can film loads of crazy adventures that we go on, or some challenge videos, and we're gonna do like a cook / bake with us segment on our channel, because as I said, we really enjoy being in the kitchen together. So yeah, so we really wanted to create a couples channel together just to see how that goes, and see if, you know, we like creating content together whilst we live together, just to keep ourselves entertained during lockdown and to make memories. We're not doing it in any way, shape or form to get big on YouTube. I mean, if we do, that would be lovely, but that's not our main goal here. Our main goal is literally to just have fun. So I've also started TikTok during lockdown. I didn't think that I would end up joining the hype, but I ended up doing that, so we might do a couple of things on TikTok as well. I mean, we've got loads of different socials now, so I'll link everything for this channel, my vlog channel, and mine and Reese's channel. Like, I'll link all of the social links down in the description bar below. And also, whilst during lockdown, I have created a trio channel with my two best friends, Matt and Jacob. So I work with them. In case you don't know who they are, you will meet them very shortly. I am sure they will make an appearance on this channel. So yeah, so I've made a channel with them as well, and again, I'll link all the social links down in the description bar, so if you ever need to find them, they'll be down there, and they'll be linked on the channel somewhere as well. So yeah, that's sort of the update over, I guess. I'm not very good with knowing how to end videos yet. I should really probably like watch some ideas and then try and learn or something. But yeah, so basically, I really hope you enjoyed this life update. Again, I've not been trying to make excuses the reason I haven't been here, and the videos that, if you watched any videos on my channel so far, so when I said, oh, in the next video you'll see this, so I have got videos edited, but currently I'm trying to split them between this channel and my vlog channel. So I'm trying to get those sort of split at the minute so that I know which one's got to go where. So if at any point I say in videos, oh, this is going to be the next video, and it isn't, then I'm really sorry about that, because things didn't go as planned. But I promise you that instead of doing what I used to do on my channel when I had one back when I was in secondary school, if ever I filmed videos back then and I didn't upload them by a certain time, they would actually just sit in a folder and they've never actually been seen or edited. So I don't want to do that. I still want my videos to be seen and edited, but they will just be sort of, I might go through a period of trying to keep you up to date with what's going on now, and then when we get settled and stuff like that, or all the while that we're getting settled, I may release the videos that I had planned over the last couple of years. I may release them at times as well, so that you do get to see the footage that I did have planned for you all to see anyway, but obviously it won't be at the time that I originally anticipated it to be. So obviously the timings in the videos, if I say specific times, obviously that's not now, so please bear that in mind, that it will be a bit random at the moment, but I still wanted you guys to see it anyway, because I'm still really happy with what was filmed and where it was filmed and who was involved and all that sort of good stuff. So I will make sure to release those videos as and when I can. Yeah, so I really hope that you enjoyed this little update. Of course I will be doing a house tour soon, so I will probably have to do the empty house tour on my own, as Reese obviously can't be here right now due to COVID and everything, so I can't see him until we move in. But yeah, of course I can do the empty house tour on my own, as it's just next door and I've got the keys, so I can take you through and do a walkthrough. Please bear in mind that it's not completely empty, because we've got stuff in there from I didn't know that I was going to restart my channel up again, so it seems like a bit of a poor excuse, but I didn't know I was actually going to start my channel up again, so I didn't know to do an empty house tour, if that makes sense, when it actually was sort of empty. So it is still empty in terms of there's no actual furniture in there apart from like a fridge, which isn't ours, and also like the washing machine and the dishwasher, which also isn't ours, so that's just kind of already in there. But everything else is pretty much empty at the moment. I mean, I did have a bit of a frenzy in the other week where I decided I wanted to set the kitchen up and also put some stuff in the bathroom. I'm trying to do as much now as I can, okay, so that we don't have to do much when we move in. I'm just trying to make it easy. So it's going to be a somewhat empty house tour. My channel's a bit of a mess, what can I say? But yeah, so it's going to be a somewhat empty house tour of this. So if there is stuff in there, just it's all flat pack furniture, so just bear in mind that, to be honest. Yeah, so you're still getting one, and then obviously when the house is completely done and all the furniture's up and put together when we move in, then I'm sure Reese will be very happy to help me do an actual house tour when that's all finished. So yes, I will keep you up to date. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please give a subscribe and a like on this video. Turn your notifications on so that you are notified every time I upload a new video. I don't know what my upload schedule is going to be at the moment. I'm trying to alternate between all 4 channels. Obviously my vlogs channel is probably going to be the least used at the minute, because we can't exactly go and do anything anywhere, so that's probably going to be the least uploaded on. And I can't do anything with the boys as of yet on the trio channel, but it's definitely going to be an alternation to begin with of this channel and my couples channel with Reese. So they're going to be sort of alternating days, so we'll just keep you up to date as to when that's going to be. So yeah, that's it from me, and I hope to see you in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you're going to stick with me for the rest of my journey on YouTube. I'm really going to try this time, so I'm really sorry. And yeah, so I'll see you guys soon. Bye guys.